Good morning and welcome to the beautiful lands of the Ngunnawal. My name is Tina Brown and I stand here in honour of my parents, Carl and Louise Brown, and all of the Ngunnawal people and our ancestors to conduct this welcome to country. I also acknowledge my brothers, Anthony, Justin and Adrian and my sister Nevada, and my extended family for their love and support. I am a proud Ngunnawal woman, a descendant of the Browns and Bells on my father's side, and the Williams and Freemans on my mother's side. I am truly a woman of the fresh water, and not surprising, since I was raised on this beautiful country where the Murrumbidgee flows. Some of you know it as the Big River, but for us it will always be the pathway of bosses, which forms part of the land, connecting us to the three rivers and to our Wiradjuri cousins. I also begin by acknowledging the elders, mine and yours, and those who are here today. I thank you for being here and thank you for your long life efforts towards building a legacy that you are proud to leave to those who follow you. To all our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, I acknowledge the deep connection to people and the country, and I stand here in awe of a legacy that has been tens and thousands of years in the making. I also acknowledge Mr. Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia, Mr. Anthony Albanese, Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Ken Wyatt, Minister for Indigenous Affairs, and other Aboriginal members of Parliament, Senator Patrick Dodson, Mrs. Linda Burney, Senator Malarndirri McCarthy, and Senator Jackie Lambie and other honourable senators and members. You, along with your fellow and former national leaders, have been meeting here on the ancestral lands for 92 years, progressing the social, cultural and economic interests of the nation. I wish you well in this 46th Parliament. Lastly, I acknowledge you, my fellow Australians, and especially those of you who helped grow and shape me. For it is this, the dust of the bones of my ancestors and the dust of the bones of your ancestors that mingle together, shaping this land, uniting us as custodians of the future. As you know, Canberra is a local word meaning meeting place. We would say that the leaders of our nation and surrounding nations have been meeting on this land forever. But science tells us that this connection is about 25,000 years, or more than 1,000 generations of my family. Our ancestors formed pathways across this land to guide us, linking our areas of significance, such as Mount Majura and Mount Ainslie and Black Mountain, and the major meeting ground right here in this very site where Parliament House sits today. I also have the privilege of welcoming you to the lands of the Ngunnawal. Every time I do a welcome, I show respect to our ancestors and our people for their continuing leadership and for our ever-evolving contribution to this region. Every time you ask me or one of my sisters or brothers across Australia to do a welcome, you are showing respect to our people and our achievements. I truly feel a responsibility towards the 1,000 generations who went before me and the obligation of 1,000 generations who will follow me. This long connection to people and place is a unique gift to Australia and the world. At the end of this ceremony, we will invite you to join us in a smoking ceremony, one of the most important ancient ceremonies. This ceremony is used as a cleansing ritual and to ward off bad spirits. When you move around the fire pit, let the smoke roll over you and let it come through you, embrace within you. Smoke and fire are important to our mob. My late father, King Brown, or also known as Carl Brown, worked with ACT Parks and Conservation to bring back cultural burning. He taught us to think about why we are burning and what it's about. Our nation needs to create solutions drawing on the wisdom of the ancient Australia and the wisdom of the modern Australia, and in the progress creating you, transformed the way that unites us all. I welcome you to the lands of the Ngunnawal, and during this 46th Parliament, I wish you all the courage and wisdom you need to do just this. Welcome to the beautiful lands of the Ngunnawal. I now also have the pleasure of introducing all the Ngunnawal beautiful dancers who have been performing our women's dances. So I'd just like to welcome my cousin brother Billy T, my son Joby King Brown, my cousin Tiana, my nephew Darius, my niece Kelani, my daughter Justina, my niece Minnie, and my other niece Melissa, and my other niece Dakota. All my nieces. Thank you. Thank you very much. And again, on behalf of my elders, past, present and emerging, welcome the ancestral lands of my people.